Mhm. What is up, peeps? Welcome to the Q&A live stream. So I'm going to hang out here in the hangar. We're starting just a couple minutes early, but I figured we'd hang out in the hangar here for a minute just until, we start getting some people popping up, and we'll get some requests going for what to run. Right now, just for fun, I've got all light robots decked out. You guys seem to like that a lot. I was looking at statistics for recent videos, and the ones that we did with the light robots recently got just tons and tons of views. I think it's got like 10,000 views right now. The one where we did, I think it was just over like 800,000, which I don't even know if like that's super impressive. But I figured we'd throw it in, and then we can talk about Jesse a little bit since he got the update. And we can talk about aphids since the update as well, since they got nerfed and Jesse got buffed. We'll talk about that a little bit, and then we'll talk a little bit more about Gareth and the speed buff that he got. Um, and yeah, so we'll just kind of roll with that and see what's happening. So we do have a couple of requests today that I got from Facebook. A couple of you guys wanted, or someone wanted to see a plasma rhino, so we'll get that out in a little bit. Someone wanted to see a plasma rhino. Someone wanted to see a Russian death button griffin. So we'll get those out, and we'll start doing that here in a little bit. I think we'll start off just for fun though. We'll start off with some light robots. So we'll just kind of hang out for a little bit and wait until we get some people showing up to watch the stream. So I think Adrian's stream is just getting over in a few minutes over on Twitch. So hopefully some of you guys are able to come and hang out after that. It sounded like a lot of you guys were planning on coming and hanging out. So so I'll just be quiet for a minute and we'll wait until we get some people showing up. All right, so I think we're just gonna we'll jump into a round right now, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I think maybe we'll get more people sticking around if there's something going on. So let me just turn this down a little bit for me. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on here. So it looks like, let's just for fun, we'll jump into the shoots first. Looks like I'm so far the only person dropping in. All right, there we go. Got the rest of my team here. So I'm going to, yeah, looks like I'll probably go over to the far beacon over there. Hopefully this Gareth follows me over this way. Actually, it looks like he's pushing forward towards the other direction, but I'll head over to that beacon over there, and we'll see about grabbing that. That's the hardest one for them to take back, and I'm getting sniped right now. But that's the hardest one for them to take back, so if I can grab that one, that'd be good, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to with that guy hitting me with those geckos. So the geckos, since the update, they got a 15% damage buff. So they're already decent because you get 5 seconds of damage out of them before they have to recharge, and so with that damage buff on there and stuff too, especially when they're grouped up in pairs, it starts to become it can become devastating, especially to something like a light robot. Something like a heavier robot or even a medium robot sometimes can fare okay, but yeah. So let's see if we can help my teammate here take out this stalker. All right, okay, so it looks like we're able to grab him. Got more geckos over there to my left on a rhino of all things, which is kind of funny. So it looks like he's got geckos and orcans. That's a kind of interesting combination there. Hopefully he comes in here. It looks like we're safe from our right flank now that Griffin's gone, but if he comes in here, I might be able to dance around him enough where he can't hit me with those orcans. So, or he'll just, shred me. Come on, so close. Oh, we got him. Oh, I love being annoying with bots that nobody thinks are viable. It's hilarious to me. So we do have my wife here, Mrs. Pendous. So you guys know that my name isn't Stu. That's just my IGN. My name is Jared, but y'all can call me Stu if you want, or Jared. I don't really care, but we'll probably just call my wife. We can call her Mrs. Pendous or something like that, because yeah, I don't know that we need to get into too many personal details. I don't want us to. I love you guys, but I don't want you showing up on my doorstep. So we'll keep those details private, I guess. So I think what we'll do is we'll try to sneak up on that guy over there, because since I'm running all light robots, that guy's kind of not the best to have around, since he can hit us from across the map, and you can see I'm already down to like 1/3 health. So not ideal as far as having a guy over there. Okay, so it looks like he's behind cover really quick. So let me see if I can just move forward. If I can keep the farm buildings between he and I. Oh man, yeah, I'm getting chewed up alive by him. So, okay, if we drop behind these buildings, he shouldn't be able to hit us, but we should be able to hit him since we can attack from behind cover. Oh, it looks like we're getting hit from his teammates there. Yeah, he's barely got to like tap me, and I'm pretty much done. Okay, well, we were able to deal decent damage to him. Since he's still out, though, I think we'll jump into Gareth since he's got a shield, and we'll see what we can do with him. We should be able to move up though, and grab him. I'm just gonna angle my shield towards him. We still need to grab our side beacon over here, so I think that's where I'll head first, while running backwards. All right, so you can still see me. So for those of you who don't know, he does have a 20% speed reduction when the shield is active. So that's why I prefer just angling the shield towards him, even if that means I do have to run backwards, because I can keep the 64 kilometers per hour speed instead of dropping down to, what's 20% of 64? So 64 times 0.8. It's like 52-ish kilometers per hour. 51, something like that. So yeah, instead of taking that damage or that speed decrease, you can just angle the shield, because the shield will still work from the side, but you can keep your speed up that way, going quite a bit faster. So I think this is a Leo over here walking through. He's getting hurt pretty bad by those thunders from my teammate, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to get to him before Actually, we should probably take this guy out here. He's got splash damage, and that'll give us bad ouchies if we don't take care of it. All right, so here's that Leo. And then this must be a stalker because he was missing there for a second. So if we can come over here and see if we can grab him really quick. All right, so we've got him. Doing decent here. It looks like the majority of the battle's been taking place over there. It's just been me and a couple other guys coming over towards this side of the map. So I think that's a rush of death button there. So we want to make sure to stay out of his range. If he jumps towards us, he does have, I think the jump is 120 meters. So we want to make sure that he can't jump towards us and still get us with his splash damage, because the health pool, as you guys know, on these light bots isn't very good. So yeah, and it looks like I know a bunch of you guys were planning on hopping on the live stream today. So I'll have to check in a second. It looks like so far we don't have anybody on. So I'll have to check in a second to see if there's something wrong with the link, or if maybe there's an old link up that is not active, because we want to make sure to get that taken care of so that you guys can come and hang out. Nope. All right, so it looks like he's running mostly plasma. He's got one set of rockets, so we'll just run backwards to avoid some of those the rocket fire. Because even with the shield up, you can, outside of 200 meters, you can still outrun rockets. Something to keep in mind with the Gareth and the speed buff that it got. Okay, so it looks like we're able to take him out. We do have this guy over here with Hydras, and I'm not sure what he has on his heavy slot, but either way, my shield is gone, so we'll have to use this cover over here to start eating into him there. Okay, yeah, it looks like he had tridents on there, and underneath that building, you can actually fire through it, so there was no hiding from that trident there that he had on there. So yeah, no way I would have survived that. But it looks like we've been doing pretty well as far as helping to win the game. Anyway, we're able to keep their team off of those beacons. Eventually, went over and grabbed that other beacon, but yeah, I think it made this game last a little longer than it otherwise would have. See if we can chip into this Leo here. Something else I've noticed since the update happened is when I've been firing my aphids and I get taken out, my aphids are still proceeding towards their target and dealing damage. And that's something I've talked to you guys about that I wish they would change. And I think they did. That might be something they just haven't talked about, but they did change since the update, which I think is really cool. So like any of the rockets you fire or projectiles that are still moving, after you get taken out, it looks like they're going to still proceed to their target and deal damage instead of just disappearing as soon as your bot disappears. So I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool feature that they added there anyway. All right, so yeah, low scoring game, but to be expected when you're running all light robots. Not every game can be a high scoring game and stuff. If I could have kept some of those bots in for a little bit longer towards the beginning, I think it would have worked out to our advantage a little bit better. So let me just, I'm going to, we'll just leave it here in the hangar for a second. I'm going to see what's going on to see if, maybe my stream isn't showing up on YouTube, or maybe it's not sending out a notification or anything. I'm just going to take a look at some of that stuff here. So hang tight. You can skip forward if you're watching this after the stream. You can skip forward to somewhere else. Oh, there it is. Yep. Found the issue. So, all right. So that should help. Yeah. GG's, Stu. All right. So looks like we're able to update that. I had gotten set to unlisted instead of to public. I'm not, that may have stuck from before when I was doing a sound test prior. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, even if it didn't, if you guys hit Facebook, anyone with a link should have been able to find that. So good times. All right, I'm just going to update the title here too. It looks like that didn't save either. All right. Yeah, it looks like I fixed that. So for those of you who are just hopping on, thanks for coming to hang out. um, I had accidentally set the stream to unlisted somehow instead of public. So I've been streaming for like 15 minutes and I'm dumb. So that's kind of where we're at right now. But
You
yeah.
talk about my husband like that.
Yeah. So we've got Mrs. Pendous here.
The Mrs. Pendous.
The one and only Mrs. Pendous here. And yeah, just so you know, Mrs. Pendous, the robot that we set you up with on the thumbnail for this, it's called a stalker. And so there was some jokes and stuff going on Facebook, like, is your wife a stalker, or hey, my wife's a stalker too, or like stuff like that. So we thought that was kind of funny. So
that's funny that you thought they were jokes.
Yeah, no, she actually is a stalker. Yeah, Dawn, that's exactly what it seemed like. It seemed like nobody was coming. Hi, Mohammed. Hey, Mark. Hey, Levi. Thanks for coming to hang out. Y para todos las personas que habla español, gracias por venido. Do not hate puppies. For those of you who don't get that joke, if you go and check out the whatchamacallit, the podcast that I did with Warlock on the Center Beacon YouTube channel. So that's a joke that he came up with on there. So I don't actually hate puppies, but yeah. Oh, hey, Sam. I'll call you that from now on. I'll try to remember that. So, all right. So let's jump in. I do have subscriber requests from Facebook and stuff, and that you guys have been requesting since yesterday. So we're going to start with all light robots right now, and then we're going to jump into a couple other things that you guys have asked for. So there's a Plasma Rhino, Russian Death Button Griffin. We've got a Molot Galahad and a Molot Griffin as well. So yeah, we'll be running that stuff here in a second, but let's jump into another battle here with the light guys. And I want to talk with you guys about some of the buffs and nerfs that have happened to both Jesse and Aphids. And we'll talk about the speed buff that Gareth got. So he's up to 64 kilometers per hour now. So let's jump right in so you guys aren't bored just sitting here staring in my hangar. And if you guys are checking out this video after it has been posted, after the live stream, make sure that you skip forward through any parts where it's quiet. We should be good now since we've got people coming to watch since I switched the setting there. So let's jump into the shoots just because I think it's hilarious to play with because I don't know that anyone ever uses this for real in higher level play, but I think it's very funny to use it and to wreck people with it because it can't feel very good, personally for people. So let's start doing some questions from in the chat here. So what questions do you guys have about me or about robots? Any personal questions? I think we'll let my wife answer those. And any of the questions about robots, I think I'll answer. And in the future, we might see about getting both her and I playing at the same time on a live stream, just for funsies. Look at all those rhinos piling up over there. So yeah, look forward to that. Those will be fun days. Oh, I shouldn't have come this way. I should have gone around the back of the building so I was out of range. Oh, that Fury, he's mine. Let's see if we can get him with our bullet spread there. All right, so let's save our thunder here for a second for that stalker. He should go down in one hit once we get him. So, and yeah, Mrs. Pendous, if there's any questions that you see there in the chat, do you want to just let me know that they're there so that we can answer them or you can answer them?
Oh, whoops. Well, there was a bunch of questions.
Okay. Oh, hey, Adrian.
I don't know that there's any for me except for if I play.
Yeah, we've got voice rolling on the live stream too.
Of course I know how to play. I'm the one who taught him how to play.
Yeah, she taught me everything I know, so.
Just kidding. He's about to teach me how to play. We're going to do it for our date night one of these nights. Isn't that romantic?
Am I going to play this game for the rest of my channel? I've actually been looking around at some other things to put on the channel. So there's a new Star Wars game out there that you guys may have seen. That's something, and I put it out there to Facebook as well to see what else you guys play. And there wasn't tons of consistency. There was really only like World of Tanks. And there's already a lot of guys out there who are doing YouTube channels for that. So I think that might be too full to really start a new channel on. Even if it's something that you guys all play a lot and everything, it may not be worth it because the market might already be saturated, if that makes sense. So that's just something I'm keeping in mind there. Oh, wow. I just missed with like all of those pinatas. So what I've got on here right now, I've got 2 level 11 pinatas and then a level 5 pinata. I only have 2 that are leveled up since I usually just run them on like a Griffin or a Rhino. But I do need to level up another one because I want to put them on a Leo. I'm going to go down right here. Let's get in his face. Oh, man. Anyway, do you see any other questions in there, hon? You can scroll up through that too.
Oh.
So we'll start grabbing some other questions in here, and she'll let me know if I'm missing any, and we'll go through those. Anyway, so with the Jessie, since the update, it got the speed buff so that it's going at 64 kilometers per hour now, which is a definite boost, and I think it was definitely needed to help it be a little bit more viable. And then the animation time is really, really short, so it's really like having a fast pattern with a lower health pool. Pothead Warrior. So I actually don't have an Ansel shield yet myself, but as soon as I get one, I promise we'll do some of those. It does look like he's got like a cooking pot on his head, doesn't it?
What is your favorite robot?
My favorite robot, was not paying attention there. Just got owned by those tridents. My favorite robot is the Galahad. And that's subject to change. I love the Carnage as well. It just it depends on the day and everything, but yeah, in general, the Galahad is my favorite robot right now. The other thing that I don't know if anyone's really talked about yet with these bots, with the Wild West robots, why did I switch those? Is that their weapons don't come off quite as easily. Before they were blown off pretty quick, so their weapons aren't coming off quite as easily when they're getting damaged. So that also helps improve their viability and ability to stay in the battle and stuff. Did you find any other ones?
Can you do a
Raijin
with thunders after the light robot?
So I don't have a Raijin yet. That's one I plan on getting soon. I've got plenty of workshop points for it. I just haven't bothered buying it because I'm working on some other updates and stuff now, and so I was just gonna wait for a little bit to see if we could get more updates done and everything. I didn't want something else in my hangar yet, so as soon as I'm done updating upgrading my Leo and then a couple more Molots, I think I'll grab a Raijin because a lot of you guys have been requesting that one lately. So
did you see this one? What do you think about the
Rogatka? So with the Rogatka and Leo buff, Levi, I think the Rogatka has definitely been in need of a buff for a while. So I'm glad that it got it. As far as its viability still, I don't think I would pay the 2,500 gold for it over a Galahad still. And then if the dock ever becomes a purchasable option instead of just a winnable option down the road, I think we'll also have to consider that over the Rogatka because it has the same firepower, and it's still really fast, but it's got technically twice the firepower with what it's able to do with its quick draw ability. So the Rogatka, it's a lot of fun to play with. I've played with it on the test server. I personally don't have one yet because when I was going to get one, I just decided to go and get another Galahad instead. But it is something that I'm going to get for you guys in the future because I have been getting so many requests for it lately. So it's something we'll definitely be taking a look at together. With the Leo, I think it's definitely a cool buff that it got, like having that health boost and stuff. I think it was definitely needed. Oh, I should back off. We've been able to make this Stalker last pretty long and deal quite a bit of damage with it. 417 health. Yep, there we go. 120k is not enough. How do you deal with Stu? Do you see that?
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead whenever
You
you're
want
ready.
me to answer that one right
Yeah,
now?
I'll shut up.
How do I do? He shuts up, and no, I'm just kidding. Well, that's a funny question because I actually grew up with an extreme hatred for any kind of video games or computer games, or actually no, I played computer games as a kid a little bit, but I've always been very sensitive to screen time, and I don't like competing with the screen. um and we had some video games for a while, um and the way we make it work though is uh we have like we set boundaries, so that he gets to have time to play and everything, and interact with you guys and everything, and do a good job and everything, um but we have our priorities that are more important, that family time, doing family prayer every night before putting the kids to bed. We try to have his time playing be time when the kids are sleeping, and that's time for me to get my stuff done too. So we each get to do our own thing. But as far as the hatred goes, the extreme hatred, that's he's taught me to calm that down, way down, because it's just fun, and when it's not something. What I really like about this game is that it's not like actual like blood and gore and nastiness. You don't feel sick afterwards, or um, I don't feel like, while our screen is blowing up right now as I'm watching, it's not, I was just about to say, it's not really violent, but it's not gory violence. It's like, it's fun. And
And
I
the pilot
realize that's,
ejects, after your bot gets taken out, the pilot ejects. You see him shoot up into the sky. So
and that's something that's important to us, that it's not something super violent, because I don't feel like that, we don't feel like that's something good for anyone's spirit to be taking part in all the time. But yeah, so I think the important thing is boundaries, and so we have like set times, and then once we decide on that, I get to support him in it, and like think it's fun, and talk to him about it, and get to know what's going on with it, because we are married and I love him, and so I want to support him in what he's doing. And um anyways, yeah, I don't know if that answers your question. How do I deal with Stu? To be honest, he's not very hard to deal with in any way, because he's one of the most thoughtful people on the planet. So,
we still might win this. We won. Sorry to interrupt you there, but that was so
no, you're
close.
good.
And it's always the Natasha right there at the end, even with its little speed buff it just got. It's always the Natasha, isn't it? So anyway, so pretty fun round there. All right, so let's start swapping some of these guys out, and I'll let her search through some of the questions and stuff.
Okay, well, there was the what's your top three
Top three
robots?
robots.
They said Adrian has said that the top three robots are Galahad, Griffin, and Fury. What are your top three? Oh, what did I just click?
You just long press, so it right clicked.
Oh.
So my top three favorites are Galahad, Carnage, and Gareth. Those are just my personal choices as far as favorites go. So but yeah, there's other, like, as far as like universal viability and stuff like that. The Griffin is a pretty universal soldier, which is it's a really nice one to have in your hangar, a good one to have around. So all right, let's put Galahad in. I'll put Molots on him, and then we'll put in that Plasma Rhino that was requested as well, and Russian Death Button Griffin. So if you guys have any other requests, make sure you drop a comment below, or not below, but in the chat. You know what I mean. I'm used to doing this either live or post commentary. So
Would you rather buy a Zeus Carnage or an Aphid Patton?
I would rather do the Zeus Carnage. I don't like running aphids on the patent personally. Not that it's bad. I just don't like how slow the patent is. Once you set that up with aphids, you're pretty much set to camp. But if you put them on like a Jesse or whatchamacallit, or Jeopard. Yeah, that's the one. If you put them on that, I feel like you all of a sudden have a lot more to work with since you have much higher speed. I just think it's much more reliable to have something that can do more than just one thing in the battle. So yeah, otherwise I think it becomes a little bit too specialized. So then you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot in a lot of ways.
What should I buy with my workshop points? I have 2 Terrans and 2 Magnums right now.
So yeah, if you've got enough, generally what I tell people is if you have enough plasma to set up at least one Griffin or Rhino, then really just buy whatever sounds good to you. There's obviously a lot of different ways that you can go with that, but I'd personally either grab maybe a Rhino or a Carnage before I grabbed anything else in there. But the Fujin, especially since the shield just got buffed, it's become a little bit more viable as well.
Can a Galahad outrun Orkans at a level lower than 9?
It can. You just have to start to take into account your distance from the Orkans because the Orkans will travel at the speed they travel at and everything. So it just extends the distance that you have to be. So maxed out with the shield disengaged, you should be able to outrun them outside of almost 100% of them outside of 220 meters. So just food for thought there.
Should I buy tridents even though I don't have a fury?
I think 2 tridents are a good call. That's something else you could do with workshop points too. Is grab some more weapons if you've got the bots for them. But yeah, there's not like one way to to buy or purchase or upgrade anything. So it's hard like when I get questions like that to really answer them because a lot of people are like, hey, tell me what to do, almost kind of thing with that. But yeah, it's hard to say just like one thing. Adrian, I feel sick when I see a lot of spirals. Yeah. So I'm not sure where we're at with the chat. We're scrolled up right now, kind of trying to go back through people's stuff. So let me get us updated here. I just wanted to see what was going on there. Sorry, did you have one picked out that you wanted to read?
Yeah, I'm trying to make it so we don't miss any of them.
Oh,
that's where we were.
Okay, well we might have to miss some because yeah,
okay.
it'll pick up a little bit here. But yeah, so if we do miss your question, you can post it again. Kind of thing. We'll try to go back through the ones that we can, but I don't want to get too behind on what's already in there. So with the Plasma Rhino, I haven't done a great job so far this round with it. When I was back over there heading towards that beacon, I should have stayed behind the buildings a little bit more. So what I'll do here is I'll put up my shield. We'll let him fire into that, and then hopefully my Griffin buddy over here can deal some damage into him from behind me. Okay, yeah, it looks like he was able to, or the guy with the tridents over there was able to take me out. So let's drop into Galahad here with the Molots on it. We'll see if we can work into that Natasha over there. I'm not going to bother going that way. I've got 3 teammates over there. That's another thing. Just make sure you're not getting too distracted while you're rolling. Don't get too caught up in what you're doing or other things that are going on that you're not losing, awareness of the whole battlefield. All right, so what else we got? Mrs. Pendous, the beautiful Mrs. Pendous.
Don't give away my identity.
Yeah, that was close. People are going to start showing up for pizza.
Someone saying, have you ever been a camper at any stage?
No, I tried Zeus for like a day when I was a noob, and I decided it was the most boring thing that's happened to me in a while. So I stopped doing that. So, do you see any other ones on there?
Is your wife playing? Actually, yes, you're watching me play in the commentary. No, it's actually Stu. I haven't played before, but it is in the plans. We're gonna do that for a date night one night. He's gonna teach me how.
Yep, and we'll record it too. So I've got a 0 to hero. Kind of like I'll start a new account over, and yeah, we'll do like a 0 to hero kind of segment in the channel where I'm starting the account over and telling you guys, like, just giving you some tips, like if you're first starting an account or wanted to start a new one over, just giving you some tips so that you can start off as fast as possible. Did someone have a funny comment?
Adrian said he came for the free pizza.
So in Adrian's live stream last night, someone mentioned pizza, and Adrian was like, "Oh wow, yeah, no thanks, I'm hungry. I need pizza now." And I mentioned that I had just made pizza that night and we had extra, and that he could come over when he was done with the stream. And so then it turned into pizza party at Stu's place. Everyone show up and
Oh, so that's a thing.
we'll have pizza at 11. Yeah.
He is a very good cook. I'll answer that question. How good of a cook is he? He's a very good cook, and it's kind of annoying sometimes when I have to cook because I don't know if he's gonna like it or not. He's kind of picky for being the most like easygoing, kindest person on the planet. He's a little picky with food. He'll eat whatever you give him, but he won't enjoy it, which obviously that stinks if you're cooking for someone and they don't enjoy it. But when
It's tough because when I cook, I shoot from the hip. Like I rarely go off a recipe, or if I do, I kind of disagree with it, so I tweak it and stuff. And so I don't know, when I'm eating something, I'm like, oh, if like just this was like a tiny bit different, like it could be like way better. So like I feel bad because that makes me sound like I'm super discontent with like anything. But yeah, I just can't help but
when
think.
it's super convenient is when he's cooking, which is most of the time, and also when I start making something and then it just needs something at the end to fix it, and he knows what to do. He tastes it and he fixes it for me. Somebody said
So I'm just coming in and grabbing that beacon really quick, seeing what I could do on it because we're losing on the beacon bar, and I had been camping for a little bit too long in that. So what I'll do right now is I'll run over to the side with my Jesse. Since we've got a couple of guys piling up on that direction, we'll run that way and we'll see if we can start chewing into them.
Someone says you need to come up with a stupid name for me.
A stupid name. Oh, I love you guys.
What level should a Galahad be to avoid Orkins?
I would say probably level 8 or up. I think the last boost gives you 2 kilometers per hour, and that really is what you need to step it up that last little bit.
Just give him couscous.
That's for the super peeps out there. Yeah, the pizza and the couscous will forever be known for that.
Don't use spirals on him when he acts finicky. What are spirals? Is that a game thing?
Yeah, it's a missile type weapon that you just kind of stand behind cover and do nothing and shoot stuff at people. Like that guy up there, right there. He's shooting spirals. That was a terrible jump. That's the other thing in this. My super peeps know that I have some really awkward and terrible griffin jumps, where I just like run into a wall and slowly slide down it while getting assaulted by the entire enemy team. It's mildly hilarious. So, all right, we need to pressure their side beacon over here.
Stu and his wife sleeping. Stu wakes up at 2 a.m. to hear noises in the kitchen. Stu, that must be Adrian.
Yeah. No, it's just Adrian. He swings by on his private jet from Toronto, and he just has pizza with us sometimes. So, oh man, I'm about to get wrecked.
We actually don't eat lots of stew.
Our kids hate it.
Yeah. Plus, I don't really like to drink my dinner usually. I like to chew all of it. So the whole liquid thing has always been not as appealing to me. Unless there's lots of huge chunks of beef.
Yeah, we're meat loving kind of folks around here.
Mr. Stu, do you compare yourself to Adrian Chong like most skilled pilot?
I don't do a lot of comparing, I guess. I do what I do. I watch a lot of other pilots just for ideas and stuff, and I love watching Adrian's channel, and I've watched it since, pretty much since I first started playing, because I was just trying to figure out how to up my game when I was kind of transitioning from like low silver to like high silver, like all of a sudden because of the bots I was running. So that's when I started looking up other YouTube channels and stuff, and his channel I learned a lot from as far as how to play and how to really make it work well. I think probably the biggest thing that I learned from him and that I continue to learn from him is just patience. Like a lot of times you just kind of rush in and like waste a bot, and and you don't get very far with it. But a little bit of patience goes a long way in this game as far as, keeping your bots up and running and dealing high damage and everything. Because the longer you can keep your bot on the field, um, generally, the more damage you can deal throughout the whole battle.
Wow. Sorry.
Scrolling issues, they're real.
They said, "Can you use Carnage?"
Yeah, I'll put in some carnage right now.
And yes, we have children. We have 4 children. Um, and we decided not to share their names. However, I will tell you that when we have a newborn baby, my mind goes a little bit, and I usually don't remember their real name anyways. So we can give you their nicknames. Our first one was Nala. That was just what I ended up calling her by accident. That was the only name that could come to mind. She's 6. We had a boy, and I accidentally called him Tarzan. This is for like months, by the way, at the beginning there. And yeah, so we've got Nala and Tarzan, and then we had, that one didn't get a Disney name, but we kind of called her Starscream for a while because she was always screaming. She like not crying, but she just liked to scream a lot.
Like, yeah, she just enjoys being loud.
Yeah, and our newest one, she's still like in the creature stages, so we call her Creature. And she likes to snort into your neck a lot, and it's really funny. She's like having a little puppy, really. She's almost 5 months old. So yeah, we've got a 6-year-old, almost 4-year-old, through almost 2-year-old, no, a 2-year-old, and a 4-month-old. Um,
Carnage with 2 thunders, giving it a nickname. How about Face Wrecker? The creature. Yeah, we're good parents.
yes.
We love our children.
Any pets other than the children, of course. Nope, just the children. That's all we need.
So I'm dropping into my Gareth right now. So as you guys know, this is the most unbalanced, in my opinion, and I think everyone's opinion. This is the most unbalanced spawning point on this map because there are multiple positions that you can spawn in. But on this one, the team over there, they have easy access to 3 beacons, and it makes it easy for them to hold them as well. With the positions that they have. And for us, we've just got that beacon and this beacon here. And then it's a tough fight, getting over there. And when they respawn after getting taken out, it's not a very far walk for them to begin putting pressure again into the center beacon. So, and that's something that the developers, I think, are looking to change. Actually, the question that they asked me and some other people is why is like the dam spawn worse than the riverbed spawn? And so, yeah. I just my opinion is that they need to fix the other side of the map or the other spawn point before they look at fixing anything else. What?
Adrian said, "Imagine being at the doctor and they're asking you to come into their office. Okay, can you hold on, please? Hey, Creature, come here. The doctor wants to see you."
That's actually pretty much how it went the other day. Just kidding.
Stu, do you know what Shadowgun Dead Zone is?
No, I don't. What is Shadowgun Dead Zone? I feel like an old man. What is this Shadowgun Dead Zone that you're talking about?
I know we missed a bunch up here.
All right, so we're just going back through some questions on here too. So yeah, and keep dropping requests for anything you want me to change in my hangar. While I'm playing, she'll go through and she'll let me know like what you guys are asking for and everything, because I don't want to spend tons of time in the hangar during the stream, because I know that can get a little bit boring. So we'll try to just keep it rolling and stuff, and we'll just do quick swaps and everything during short hangar times.
Starscream is one of the Transformers, the bad guys. What are they called? Decepticons?
Decepticons.
That's where we got Starscream, someone asked. What happens when your workshop is max level? Do you only keep getting 85 WP?
Yeah, so when your workshop gets maxed out, you don't start not having workshop points or anything. It stays at 85 per time, and it still costs 40,000 silver per batch of 85 workshop points. So that doesn't change, and you still get the 40 free every day. So it just doesn't increase ever again after that. Is the thing that doesn't change. So I'm just trying to move and avoid that rhino over there. So you see here what I'm talking about. It's really easy for them to keep and defend all of these beacons. It's really hard for us to really get back on it, and they're doing a good job pressuring us over at our spawn. I don't know if you saw those guys over there, but yeah, they're doing a solid job pressuring. Yeah, and look at now I'm getting I'm getting pressured from 3 angles, and I can't defend against that from this position. So I think what I'll do is I'll move over here, and then that rhino to my left can't get to me anyway. Oh, and yeah, I'm kind of, you know what? Let's just move over here and we'll just focus on this rhino.
Okay, we got some requests. Do a Fury Ansel and 2 Zeniths?
So I've only got level 5 zeniths, and I love you, but I refuse to run those, and I don't have an Ansel.
And then please use a Leo, Wit, Gecko, and Zeus.
I can do that. My
And someone dares you to use a Destrier.
Destrier.
And then lots of yeses after that.
I can put it in, but my Destrier is only level 2. I don't have any Destriers that are really worth bringing out into the battle. So
What app do you use to record?
I use MobiZen to record with. It's the one that I've been able to find that has the best bitrate options as far as recording. I can put it up to 12, which I think you really need it at to be able to get decent quality out of your recording. I feel like even at 8 megabits per second there, I feel like it's just too low. And then if you have a Samsung device, the MobiZen app for Samsung will actually let you record internal audio. It just can't do it with any other Android device because of just current Android policies and stuff like that. You have to have a rooted device to record internal sound. Yeah, so I think this battle's pretty well lost. I don't know that there's anything we can do to redeem this. We're not able to push forward at all. I think if I had been running all light bots, maybe we could have, made it forward and pressured beacons a little bit easier. But as it stands right now, like with the way that my team worked the battlefield and the way that I wasn't able to get over to either of those beacons over there, I don't think we're going to be able to take this one home.
What do you think
that's
about
okay.
the new spiral prototypes?
The new spiral prototypes, I think they're okay. I think we could maybe use like another, like maybe like one more mid-range option. I think, the one of the benefits of that is that you'll see less tridents out there. The thing to realize though is that with all of these prototypes that they're putting out, these aren't things that they're necessarily going to add to the game. They're just kind of throwing the spaghetti at the wall, so to speak, and just seeing what sticks. So all of the stuff you're seeing on there, don't worry, they're not planning on adding all of this stuff. This is all just early prototypes of ideas that they have. They're just seeing, what community feedback is or what they would do with it if they did anything with it in the future. So that's all that they're really, trying to do there.
What device do you play on?
I play on a OnePlus 3T. So that's got a Snapdragon 821 and Adreno 530 GPU, which is pretty powerful as far as mobile GPUs go. It's a really good phone. It plays the game much better than my Galaxy S7 Edge did. But yeah, the caveat is that currently I'm waiting for the Nougat, Android 7.0 update to drop for it. And I'm not going to root the device until I get that and there's a stable root method for it. And then I can start doing internal sound again. But that's why I've started adding music back into the recordings again, is because I want something in the background there while I'm talking. But since I talk over my game so much, I haven't thought it's too big of an issue. Let's see if we can not get Springfield again. Did we have any other requests? Fujin Turan or?
There was something like a Molats or something, and
I'll keep the Molats on my Galahad. We'll do a Griffin with them in a little bit.
a Griffin and a Molats, yeah.
Okay, we'll load out a Griffin with it in a little bit. That is a request that I do want to get to. I'm just hoping to get maybe a different map than Springfield and something else so that I can really showcase. And if I find Furies and stuff, that's what I really want to showcase with the Molots and everything, because the Furies are so fat. Like even with bullet spread, you can still hit them. And with the Galahad, it's a good defense against snipers, but you can still stay outside of range of the other ones as well. Yeah, I do need some gold, Levi. I don't know if you guys saw on my Facebook page, but I had a dream last night. It was my first War Robots dream. I had a dream that I woke up and I looked at my hangar and I had like 7,000, like 280 something gold in there, which was a random number. But and then when I woke up, there was 82 gold in there, so or 78 gold, I think. But yeah, I posted a picture of it, and I was, a little bit sad.
Someone asked cats or dogs.
Cats or dogs? Definitely dogs over cats, but I don't know. I don't want a pet. And hey, look, we're on Springfield again. At least it's different starting points here. Let's jump into Gareth. We'll work it this way. Generally, I've talked to you guys about this before too, but generally I don't drop into my support bots first. It's pretty rare that I do that, just because a lot of people tend to do that, especially on wider open maps. And so if I drop into mine, then what ends up happening is that all of us are in it, and none of us are really going for beacons and stuff, and it just usually ends up adding up to a quick loss. So I usually go and push beacons no matter what I'm in right away, whether it's slow or fast or whatever. I usually start doing that right off the bat. I don't drop into support bots until, maybe they're needed a little bit later on in the battle to either hold the midline or push the midline forward. So there's a question for Adrian there. Hey, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out too. It looks like we've got 65 people on right now, which is pretty cool.
It's better than
the
two before we had to change the privacy settings.
Oh gosh, yeah, I had. For those of you who didn't hear that, I'd started the stream at like 2:28 Mountain Standard Time. I was planning on starting it at 2:30. I was just going to give it a couple seconds and maybe get some people on there for right at the get go. And I didn't realize that I had the privacy settings set to unlisted still from when I was doing a sound check about an hour and a half ago. And so, that was exciting. Since this guy just shot, actually, I think we might come up and pressure him and maybe see if we can take him out for my team's sake. Yeah, it looks like he just missed with his pins there. So we're going to get hit by a bunch of that stuff, but we're able to deal pretty solid damage into him still. So let's see if we can just put this silo between. Yeah, that didn't work at all. I was going to say, let's see if we can put the silo between he and I, but I was just trying to get rid of some of the tridents over there on that corner. So since we've got some Furies out, what I'll do is I'll jump into my Galahad and I'll move this way, and we'll angle towards their corner that they're standing on over there and keep them behind cover as much as possible. If I'm on this bridge, it should give me a good enough point of view to be able to put pressure on them. What were you laughing at?
I can't remember anymore. There's a lot of funny people are having dreams about war robots or goats.
Or goats.
Someone had a dream.
Oh, I love you guys.
That their llama was playing war robots and beating him.
I think my favorite thing about that is that you have a llama. That's really exciting. Congratulations on your llama.
Oh my goodness, everybody dreams about I can't say it.
War robots.
You need to kick me off.
That's funny. It's because, and then all the people on here were probably all the people that play the most. If you're also watching a live stream of War Robots, you're probably pretty well immersed in it. So, moving over here so that we can get a better angle at any of these guys over here. Looks like, are we meching out already? What the heck is going on here?
Someone was asking about language. Stu can read Spanish.
Yeah, I can speak Spanish pretty well, especially if it's in like medical Spanish or something like that. I've spent a lot of time working in physical therapy and in like medical settings where I've helped to translate in Spanish, or I've like treated people in Spanish and stuff too. So my vocabulary with a lot of other stuff, like if you ask me how my weekend was or what I did with it, like I couldn't talk to you about camping because I just forget the vocab for it because I never have to use it. But yeah, so I can speak Spanish decently. I can read it and write it much better than I can speak it because then I can take time to think about what I'm saying and grammar and stuff like that.
Does 3T have heating issues?
I haven't had issues with it. I've heard of people having heating issues with it, and some of it might have to do with the kernel. And for those of you who aren't nerds, it's like a base part of the software, like part of the interface between the device and its software, like how it works and stuff. And so there are some people who have had issues with it and everything, but after kernel updates and Android updates, that's improved. So let me jump into my Russian Death Button Griffin here. Maybe we can grab this beacon back.
What are your thoughts on the test server with rapid fire Molats?
I wish they put that rapid fire thing in. I don't think we needed the shield buff there, but I wish they did do the rapid fire. I just think that was a good idea for making those types of weapons viable again. Because like even as they are now, they're really still not very viable, especially in higher level play. So I dropped into my Carnage here because of the types of bots that I was seeing over here. I still think I'm going to get taken out very quickly, but I'm just hoping to use these guys' surface area against them to take them out. And luckily, this guy's advancing on me, which is a bad call because then I can do 30,000 damage per shot. Yep.
Okay, first lagger. How the heck did you make that face? That's ridiculous. What's your favorite color and why?
My favorite color? Probably blue. And because I can see it. Some of the super peeps know that I'm colorblind. And so a lot of colors I struggle with, but some of them I don't. Blue is not one I struggle with. Purple I have a hard time with because I usually just think it's blue because I can't really see the reds in it. We're going to lose our home beacon there. I think we need this beacon over here. I think my teammates hopefully can grab that one back, but I don't know why we mech'd out so fast. That's kind of weird. There have been, some matchmaking updates, and someone wanted me to talk about that as well. But with updates to matchmaking, since this last update, you're matched with people based on your percentages, pretty much exclusively, and not based on the bots that you're running as much. Like that plays into it a little bit, but if I'm running all silver stuff, I found that I get matched with mostly players that are also running mostly silver stuff, but that's not 100% true.
So if you see Stu shooting you and you're on the same team, you now know why.
Yeah, it's friendly fire, not because I hate you, but because my eyes are broken.
What does the rhino you're using look like when I say that? What color is it? Oh, what color is it for you?
It looks like tan to me, but it might be green. I think I've heard people talk about them and like the griffin and stuff being green. So what color is this guy?
Well, it looks tan to me.
Looks tan? Okay, yeah. It looks, I don't know, it looks tan to me, and then it's got like gray accents and stuff on it. So anyways, this hasn't been the most exciting as far as like victories and stuff like that, but especially because we keep getting Springfield. How are you doing all those boxes and stuff, Trevor? That's so weird. Adrian, the rhino's actually neon pink. Oh, you're fired.
What? Who do I hate? Why do I hate you? What?
All right. Did we have any other requests? I think there's a Fujin on there. I think I'm going to take this Galahad out. Actually, I'll leave it in. I'll just change what's on it. Because someone wanted to see more Galahad gameplay and stuff. Like if you're on here, if you could drop a comment in the chat and let me know that you're on here and everything. But I'll run a Plasma Galahad just for you because I know you wanted some tips and stuff on that. So I guess we can run through that as I play. And any feedback on the stream and everything, I'm definitely happy to hear. So if you guys don't like the way that I'm commentating or if like the quality's bad or something like that, if you'd let me know, hopefully there's some things that I could change up. I wonder who would buy a pink paint job. Yeah, I think I would, just because it'd be funny to get taken out by like a pink shoots, for example. Like it'd be even more demeaning, like if that happened to you. Those colorblind curing glasses, I haven't. I've heard about those, but they're like $700. So Trevor, what is up with you and your boxes, man? All right, let's jump into another round here. I keep looking up to read the chat too. That's something else I need to get used to while I'm playing, because like commentating and playing can be a little bit tricky sometimes, and so I throw away some of my footage because of that on occasion. Hey, we didn't get Springfield, yay!
Can you do an Ancelot with Terrans?
So I don't have an Ansel shield. Otherwise, I would. That's something that I am planning on getting, especially since it got buffed. I haven't bothered with one because they were worthless before. Definitely not worth getting the gold for them. I can throw in a Lancelot with like a Thunder on it, or with like a Zeus and Tyrans if you want, but yeah, I don't have an Ansel shield, so I can't use that here on the live server. Invincible Johnson.
He actually just calls me wife. That's all he calls me, so.
Or Frau. So, yeah. Let's ask you guys a question. Where are you guys from? Drop a comment and let me know in the chat, and let me know where you guys are all from. I'm interested to see that. When I look at my YouTube demographics, a lot of you guys are from, a lot of different places, and I'm definitely interested to hear that. So I think we'll come up here with this Carnage. I might protect him if he needs it, or I could probably just help, maybe deflect for him or something.
Pennsylvania, Canada, China, Denmark, Canada, Jordan, Jamaica, Texas, Brampton, India. Holy crap, I can't keep up. McDonald's bathroom? Who said that?
Oh my gosh.
Romania, California.
Let's take out these guys with aphids.
Indonesia.
They're going to be our top priority here.
Philippines, Kentucky, England. Whoa. New Zealand, Texas. Are any of you guys sitting in the same room? Because that'd be cool. There's some repeats in there. Mexico.
Oh, this guy got stuck. That sucks.
Illinois.
He got stuck in that spot. Sucks for him. I feel your pain, brother. I've been there. We were able to clear the platform pretty well. Luckily, it was all kind of low health bots and stuff. And my team did a really good job helping to pressure as well. Okay, let's run backwards. He's about to throw those aphids up. So we only took 4,000 damage from that. We could have taken a lot more. So it looks like we've got people from all over the place on here. That's really cool. I love hearing that and seeing that.
Germany.
Oh, Germany too?
Iran. Brazil.
Did you know that Mrs. Pendous sprechen Sie Deutsch?
The ambition.
Ambition. She speaks a little bit. All right, let's pressure this Carnage here. Luckily, he's not focusing me. Should be able to take him out here. We've got my teammate with Zeus also helping out there. Oh, I thought I saw someone back there to my right. So we've got a Fujin here. We'll just stay and corner shoot him. He's got nowhere to hide, so he'll get taken out pretty quick between me and my Carnage buddy with the Zeus. We've been able to make this Gareth last a while, huh? So if you're getting fired at by Hydras and you don't have good cover, you definitely want to make sure that you're running backwards, because otherwise they'll land right on top of you most of the time. Albania. I've heard of Albania, my friend. I actually I've known 2 people from Albania.
I'm from Stu's house.
You're from Stu's house. You're also creepy. Just kidding.
I'm not that old. How many Galahads is too many in your active hangar?
I would say 6 is probably too many, but 5 you're okay with. I'm just kidding. You can so that's funny, hun, because you can only have 5 robots in your hangar. I wouldn't mind having 5 Galahads just to play around with. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't know. They're definitely a really good universal soldier. I'm just not sure if they're universal enough to have to merit having 5 of them in your hangar. 5 of anything, I don't know. I think you might start to specialize a little bit too much, but as they can be pretty universal, you can deck them out with a lot of different stuff. I think they can work for you in a lot of different situations. So if you felt like it, I bet you could really do quite well running that many in there.
She would kill you if you called her Hun. What's wrong with Hun?
Maybe they're from like Mongolia or something like that, or they're talking like Attila the Hun. I do love a good play on words like that, but yeah, I don't think she'd kill me if I called her Hun, because I call her Hun all the time. All right, we need to get the center beacon back. We've been we had a really good start there, but we're starting to lose that beacon bar advantage a little bit. Okay, let's hit this Lancelot as he's coming up the ramp there. Oh, whoops, I aimed way too far ahead of him. Luckily, splash damage helped us out a bit there. All right. Okay, so we've got a boa and we've got a griffin there. I think we'll work on the boa just because of my surface area. I don't want that thunder hitting me and making corner shoot really, really well. Did that griffin land on top of that and is staying there? That is awesome. That's a neat trick, man. Let me shoot you down. All right, so when you're running a Russian death button griffin, you definitely want to make sure that you're playing with cover and not just standing in the same spot. Oh man, we've got to. Oh man, and I just shot that into the ramp. All right, so let's jump to the side here. We'll see if we can. And you're going to use your jump a lot more for evasions than you are for anything else. I know on the description for it in the hangar and everything like that on the hangar screen, I know that it says like you can use it to like quickly close the gap, but I rarely use the Griffin's jump to close the gap. It's usually used as a traversal to get somewhere faster, or and not necessarily, and usually not ever, in the direction of another player. Or I'm using it to position myself or to spy hop, to fire, while jumping, kind of thing. So yeah, rarely use it for that. Mrs. Stu's wife, say my name loud.
What? Marvel Gaming and more. I can't tell. Where's the end of his name? Or her?
I don't know. Or her. Yeah. Do we have any ladies on the stream right now?
I know there was one. She said she wasn't gonna buy anything pink, even though she's a girl. I think I saw.
Do you remember the Google name?
I thought it was like Hex Omega or something like that. Haha! I was right. See, there she is.
Oh, there she is. Hey, awesome. So I was looking at demographics the other day too, and it said that 7.8% of my viewers are female, and it used to be like 13%. So, and that maybe it's just like the same amount of people are checking out the channel, but then there's more guys coming and hanging out on top of that as well. Is that guy still going over to our side beacon? Looks like he is. So it looks like we probably have this game in the bag. We've got the advantage on 3 beacons. That guy's almost to our side beacon, but it looks like we've got a teammate rolling up next to him. And even if he does, that just gives us more time to damage these guys and earn more silver. So not the worst thing. Pink Thunders. Marvel Gaming, that'd be pretty awesome, I think. I think so. Having something like that, I just think it would make the game like it would just add something like really funny. Like if you could have like flowers on your robot or hearts or something like that, or like little kittens. I just think it'd be really hilarious to get for me to take somebody out with something like that. So
the ladies found out you were married and moved on.
Yeah, that is probably. Oh, hey Daniel, thanks for coming and hanging out, man. Daniel's been hanging out on the channel for a while.
How did you went from 500 subscribers to 3,200 subscribers?
Okay, so how did I do that? I don't know. I think there's a lot of channels out there that just like upload gaming and stuff like, or just gameplay and stuff like that, and don't do like any editing and stuff. So I think those channels are definitely at a disadvantage as far as making much progress. I feel like you need to give to the community to like as much as possible to be able to really make a successful channel. So like a channel with commentary or a channel that does like annotated like clips over top of what's going on and stuff. I think those channels are the ones that are probably going to be the most successful. So if you want your channel to grow fast, make sure you're trying to help people because you're just naturally going to get a lot more help from the community that way. And then I feel like in anything that you do, if you're trying to reach out and help, I think God is going to help you out in whatever endeavor that you're pushing forward in. And I think I've definitely found that with my channel too. The more I reach out and try to help people and and stuff like that, I think the more success that I have. So, but yeah, it's grown really fast. There was a while there where it wasn't growing, where I was working that one job and it just took too much time and stuff. But we're definitely back in the saddle now. I'm trying to upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I think we'll start doing a live stream every Saturday. So, are you going to get the Nintendo Switch? Probably not. I I love video games, but they can be very time consuming, and I've got plenty of other things to do with my time, like with at church and stuff like that, and with
4 kids and a
yeah,
wifey.
4 kids and a wife, and other things that I'm tied up in as well. Like I'm the board of directors for uh, like a play company kind of thing that does like plays and musicals and stuff. Your Facebook got hacked and the hacker took $800. Wow, that sucks, man. Sorry. Wish there were some personal customizations. How Stu said, put flowers on something. Yeah, I wish we had some more. Like, I wish you could like design your own skins and stuff. I think that'd be a cool feature to add to the game. I don't know that they'll ever do that since I don't know that they can go back since they've made skins so expensive. I don't know that they can go back and change that. They may be in too deep to be able to make many changes in that direction. I should have mentioned the family first. Yeah, that wasn't I wasn't listing them in order of priorities and
Yeah,
stuff. So
the important thing is he puts his family first.
yeah, see, and I didn't prompt her to say that. I didn't give her like a message or anything like under the table to have her say that.
And even if you did, I don't like being told what to do. So
she's the very strong woman. All right, do we have any other things that you guys would like to see? I can make some changes in the hangar right now, and then we can jump into another game. We'll probably just go for one more game. So any other questions you guys have, make sure you drop a comment and everything. But I think this will probably be our last one. We're at an hour and 13 minutes streaming so far. The first probably 14 minutes, no one was here because it was just my wife and I because I didn't change the setting. But yeah. With the long range stuff from Phoenix's video and everything, there's definitely a mid range meta going on right now, especially with the Fury and Tridents and everything. I think the Tridents definitely need a nerf, and they just don't really have any cons to them. Usually, like with a weapon, the more like range you have, the less damage it does, or something like that. It just doesn't have enough cons to it. I think it could probably just use, at least, if nothing else, a longer reload time. So that's kind of my personal opinion on it. I think like if just that thing changed, I think we'd notice a pretty big difference right away. As far as like, I think the game probably should be, in my opinion, I think it should be mostly brawlers and stuff like that, or mostly like close range bots, because that's where you get the most depth of play. But I think there was a while, like ever since the Rhino came out, where if anyone pretty much rolled out in like a mid or long range bot, they just were kind of like almost shunned on the team, like they were not going to contribute to the team kind of thing. And so there definitely needed to be some balance there ever since the Rhino came out and then the Camelot bots. But yeah, that's my personal opinion on it. Is there definitely needs to be some balancing. I think the Tridents definitely need something tweaked on them, and I think even if just that thing happened, I think it would help a lot. And there's definitely ways to counter them. Yeah, that's true. Let me just change this Griffin really quick. I saw a couple comments on there and stuff. Carnage Tridents. I can do a Carnage Trident right now too. Well, I don't know. I hate running two mid-range things in my hangar. And this one's been requested before that. So maybe if we'll have time, we'll do another round here. But yeah, I just didn't want the stream to go too long. Also, I'm not feeling well today, and I can already feel and hear my voice getting a little bit scratchy. So yeah, I drugged up right before we started the stream. So all right, so let's roll with that, and we'll see what happens from there. No, Mythic Knight, you're not the only one. I think all of us have issues. You saw Hydras and Spirals. Do it. I don't have. I have level 6 Spirals, so I usually don't roll those out. Like if I do run my Hydras, I run them on my Griffin with whatchamacallits, aphids. And I've actually had a lot of success with those. I've got some really good recordings actually of games with that. And I've thought about posting those, but yeah, it was kind of funny. So it looks like we're up against, let's see, Wax. What is that? Is that like Dub Masters? Is that the name of the clan that has the Wax tag there?
We want tips on steering the Rhino.
Tips on steering the Rhino. Oh, that's right. That was something I was supposed to talk about with that plasma one. Oh crap, there's a Fury there. Okay, looks like we missed most of his fire, so that's good. So tips on steering the Rhino. I think we need to do a video on that because I've actually had several requests lately on that with people that are getting into their workshop and getting enough points to buy a Rhino. With steering it, probably the best general tip that I can give you is to make sure that you're stopping. Or that you disengage your shield enough times so that you can like move in a different direction. I think that's the problem a lot of people run into is they just try to deal with its like rotation instead of it's slow rotation instead of doing anything else about it. So I'm trying to wait. This guy is a Fury right here. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to wait until he fires, and then I'm going to move forward and try to take him out. But it looks like he's waiting for me to do something as well. That's part of that patience thing I was talking about with this game. If you can be patient, it'll take you a long way in this game. Oh, and it looks like I've got a teammate over here helping too. So let's move in and help take out this Rhino. All right, so we've got him. Did you see that ragdoll? Where did he go? He just flipped all over the place. All right, so we'll just hang out right here. This is one of my favorite spots on this map, just because it's hard to get at you from either direction without really getting too close. And when you're in a Carnage, you can really deal a lot of devastating damage really quick from this spot. Let's move in and take out this Fury. We're going to lose the Carnage here anyway, so... Oh, this Lancelot has no idea I'm here. So let's do my team a favor and work into him a little bit. So pretty good run with the Carnage there. I could have bided my time, or bided my time. Bowed. I could have bowed my time a little bit better. But we were able to help take out a couple enemy Furies there, which is, I think, probably the most important and significant thing that we did over there. So yeah, the Carnage I like as a counter to Furies. It really can do a great job because it's got that shield. The shield's not great, but just having it at all can be really, really helpful as far as just mitigating damage on your way in or in the direction of a Fury. So you see that other Fury over there. He's been over there since the beginning of the round. I don't think I'm going to be able to move out of the way before he fires again, but we'll see if we can. So it looks like we barely made it there, but I'm going to get taken out here by these guys. We're still able to put pretty solid pressure in there. So I think I'll jump into this guy, and we'll see if we can put pressure onto that Fury. He'll have to get behind cover. He may already be behind cover because of my sniping teammate right there. Yeah, if he's smart, he'll stay behind cover while he's reloading. Because I did see him standing out there quite a bit. It looks like we got a couple guys here sniping at him, so we'll just see if we can help finish him off. Looks like we should be able to right here.
What's your favorite map?
My favorite map, I'd probably have to say Power Plant. I like that there's a lot of different ways to play it, and all of them can be great, but it depends on the situations and stuff like that. And I just think I get the most diversity of gameplay between, my teammates and myself. I think I get the most diversity on that map out of any other map. Um, it forces a lot of really cool gameplay. So I think that's probably why it's my favorite. A lot of people don't like it, but I really like it. There is an unbalanced spawn point on it, which I wish they would, change, but I'm not sure if that'll change anytime soon.
Yes, Stu's wife is watching.
Yeah, she's sitting right next to me. Hopefully you guys can hear okay. I'm playing with the headset this time because I do tap the screen a lot when I'm playing, and someone made a comment on that and stuff because I'm just using my phone right now to stream. Ouch. I'm gonna waste this rhino and just run into center. I think I'm gonna get taken out before the 5 seconds is up of taking the beacon. I could have used this rhino a little bit better probably if I had gone around to the side, but oh well. Yeah, that was a total waste of a bot. All right, so we've got a Gareth. We've got a lot of teammates over that way. They're spreading out towards that direction. So what I'll do is I'll put pressure that direction and hopefully draw some of their Furies that way. So when coming this way, I actually shouldn't even be this close, but you want to make sure to stay behind the buildings the whole way. Okay, and it looks like my teammate was able to get into center and take that beacon as well. So that'll make these guys focus over that way even more. All right, so it looks like we're able to make it before getting shot by their tridents. I do want to peek around this corner and see what that guy's running. Okay, so it looks like it's just a rhino.
You've got props for your thumbnail, just so you know.
Oh, I do. You guys like that thumbnail? I get a lot of compliments on the thumbnails. I do. I'm kind of artsy sometimes, and I do really enjoy making stuff like that. And so I've taken time to make images that don't have backgrounds and stuff like that, so that when I'm making thumbnails, it makes it easy to make like really cool ones. So with this rhino, he's following me around this way, which is what I want him to do. So that then I've got free range at this beacon here. And with the Gareth's speed, he can outrun those Orkans pretty well. So we'll just we'll fire at him as we head this way, and I'll just keep running backwards here. Unfortunately, those stairs made me hang up a little bit there. But all I wanted to do was to grab that beacon a little bit and change it. So that should give my team a little bit to maybe compensate for all the Furies that these guys are running. So yeah, here's that mid-range meta I'm talking about there. Like everyone, their brother and their dog has like one or two of these in their hangar. And it's really hard to do anything about it. Like even if you have your own, like, firing at each other when you're both running Fury Tridents, it doesn't really get you too far. So I think we're able to help them out quite a bit, but yeah. Stu's wife. Oh, hey, Billy Bob. How's it going, man? How old are you? I am 29. Their brother and their dog. Woof.
And I'm 43.
Cougar.
Someone keeps asking for my first and last name, and that's creepy. No.
Whoever that is, what's your address, man?
If you give me your bank account number, I will give you my first and last name.
All right. Later, Motiwar? I have no idea how to say your name, man, but yeah, later. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I'm doing great, Billy Bob. Thanks, man. Thoughts on Ancelot? I love the Ancelot. If you guys watched my video on it, which you probably did if you're calling it an Ancelot, yeah, I really, really love that that setup. It's really, really hard to take out. Look at this Lancelot. It looked like he's dancing. Oh, he's done. Oh, I've got a funny video for you guys that I recorded yesterday. I was dancing with my Leo because I had nothing else to do because the whole enemy team was camping, and so we were just standing there, and so I was dancing with my Leo. It was pretty funny. I was thinking about saving it for a Valentine's Day video or something like that. Her last name is Pendous. Jeez.
Wait, I only have one admirer? I thought you were all my admirers. Isn't that why you're on? Isn't that why you got on today?
Oh man, looks like, yeah, I think we gave these guys a pretty good run for their money. Just being a team of randoms against like a full clan of these guys, I think we did a pretty good job. Oh, hey, there's a Doc. Doc is one that I'm hoping to get. Oh, hey, look, there's an Ancelot. And look, they're dancing.
Why you're not on the test server?
Why am I not on the test server? I wanted to run on the live server just because a lot of you guys have had questions about live server stuff, and I felt like I could showcase that a little bit better on the live servers than on the test server. So that's why we did that way. So I feel like we gave those guys a pretty good run for the money. So if you look at like their hangars, this is a really good clan on Android. If you look at their hangars, like all these guys are maxed like everything, and this guy's average damage is 800,000, which is just crazy. But yeah, all these guys are really good. War Machine is a great player. I think I've played with him before too, and then a couple of those other guys too. I think I've played with or against like several times, but their clan's a really good clan. Definitely put up a good fight every time. So I think that'll be our last round for the live stream. But yeah, we'll plan on doing these probably every Saturday, and I'll make sure to put announcements and everything out there. But we'll take a few more questions. We'll go for like maybe 4 more minutes till we hit that hour and a half mark. And yeah, so any other questions you guys have for myself or about the game or about personally, like personal questions and stuff like that, we'll answer as many of those as we can to the best of our ability. Best setup for Rhino. Best setup for Rhino, I think, is full plasma, or a death button setup, or the Hailfire setup, which is Orkans and Magnums. Later Iron Blaster. More players will move to camping weapons now that Pixonic is encouraging it. I don't know that they're like encouraging it. I mean, maybe they are, or maybe it's incidental or something like that. And with the weapons they've been putting out on the test server, again, realize that these are all like early development. They're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So like those aren't things that are going to make it into the game, probably ever, just because of the feedback I bet they're going to get from it. They're just early development stuff, seeing what people want to see, giving feedback on it. So then if they do develop it more in the future, then they've got a good direction to go with it. How do you manage 4 kids? It's well, it helps having an amazing wife. So meow. But yeah, it helps having an amazing wife. But yeah, and our kids are really good too. I think the biggest thing with kids is just being consistent with like schedule and being consistent at like spending time with them and stuff like that. So
one-on-one time with the kids helps a lot.
Yep.
We gather every morning and every night for family prayer. That helps a lot. It just keeps us unified. Obviously, not every moment of the day is happy and wonderful.
Billy Bob, you spent $50 and got a giant 4-foot teddy bear. It's super soft, but in October I spent $75 for a giant Stitch to be sent to my house. Oh, that's great. Stu, notice me. Marvel Gaming and more. Consider yourself noticed. I don't find Rhinoplasma so good because of bots like DB Griff. Yeah. But yeah, so with the Plasma Rhino, you definitely need to keep an eye out for that. And I've actually got some good footage yesterday for a subscriber. I was doing a subscriber request and stuff, and so I was talking about like just using your Rhino and like not being afraid to like turn away, because a lot of people are too like one directional with their Rhinos, and so you can definitely turn around and run away with it too. And with its speed, it's the same speed as a Galahad running. You can, if you're outside of 200 or 220 meters, you can outrun Orkans that are coming your way. So the plasma can still be really viable even with a lot of rockets and stuff around. But yeah, I think probably the Hailfire or the Death Button is probably your better bet to go with it. I think you are right. But it can still work. You just need to pick your targets. Love the family show format. Glad you like that. Yeah, I try to keep the channel family, or I keep the channel family friendly. I personally actually don't use curse words at all. I don't take the Lord's name in vain at all. That's something that I can guarantee you'll never hear or find on my channel, is stuff like that. So I keep the channel family friendly. If you have kids of your own that play the game or anything like that, not a channel that you have to worry about any stuff like that on the channel. I'm not going to tell dirty jokes or anything like that to get a laugh. Not that kind of person. So if you had to change your name, what would it be? Like my in-game name or my real name? My in-game name, I like too much. I've used it since I've used that IGN since I was like 15. So
Because he's a dork.
Yes, I am a dork.
That's why he likes it so
My
much.
buddy came up with the name, and the name he came up for himself was polypeptide, like as like a first name and last name, like first name poly, last name peptide. So yeah, he came up with both of the names, and they just stuck. So level 13 Zenith, that's not possible. But yeah, Zeniths, I wouldn't bother using those Delia, or sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but um, I wouldn't bother using them. They're too specialized to be worth it. And like what's his face, Lloyd Lamar on his YouTube channel, like he said about them, they're relics of a game that no longer exist, I think was the exact quote. Um, and yeah, they're really not worth using. Only people who are standing still can use them against, or someone who's outside of 500 meters and only moving horizontally to your perspective. Those are the only two times that you can use them. And yeah, they're just not quite worth loading out. So if you're running Zeniths, I would maybe consider stopping.
Yes, nothing wrong with being a dork. That's why I married him.
Yeah, Adrian, go do that. Yeah, if you guys check out the end of my Ancelot video, I showcase like the one of the two situations where Zeniths can be effective. So if you watch till the end of the video, you can watch Zeniths drain another Fury down so that it only has like 1/3 of its health left just after one salvo. How and when did you guys meet? We've actually we've known each other since we were kids, since we were like 8 years old.
Yeah.
Her and my sister were best friends growing up, and yeah, so we knew each other that way and everything, but we didn't really do anything like dating wise or anything until just after high school. And then I actually served as a missionary for my church for 2 years, so I was gone for 2 years. But then she and my sister were roommates at college, and I was going to the same university after I was done serving as a missionary. So that kind of worked out so that she was still there and everything when I got back. And so yeah, we hooked up and we got married again. We got married after that, and yeah, we've been married for coming up on 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So good times. So, all right, I think that's going to be it for the stream. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you for all the questions, and thank you again for all of the amazing support. This was supposed to be a 2,500 subscriber live stream, but it went too fast, so now it's like a 3230 subscriber live stream. But yeah, thank you very much for coming and hanging out. Thank you, all of you, especially if you're like in a weird time zone where it's a weird time right now. I really appreciate you coming and supporting me and hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. So expect more live streams like this. I'm going to try to do those on Saturdays, and then we'll have regular uploads Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then possibly other ones, just at other random times as well, if I have a good game and I just want to, throw it out there for you guys. So anyways, yeah. So thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Hope you guys have an amazing day.